Right, peace and blessings, beloved. Welcome again to Oracle Deborah podcast. Thank you so much for stopping by again. I think I figured out the the audio issue. I was doing the most apparently. I didn't need all these mics and headphones and all this other stuff. My mic through my laptop works perfectly fine, so I'm going to use it. So welcome again. Please like, share, and subscribe. I do apologize for my very first um, series, or not my series, my episode coming out so wonky, but I just had to get it done. And I had already basically done it 3 times. I just didn't figure out the audience. So thank you for enduring that. So this is episode 2 of the Oracle Deborah podcast. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. This was going to be a quick one, actually. Couple of things. First of all, if I'm not mistaken, Pluto is in direct opposition to Mars right now. And energy is running super hot, super, super hot. I mean, people are grumpy, and that can very well trigger our own grumpiness, especially if we're doing something we really don't want to do, which is what I experienced this morning. So I'm not projecting this onto you. I'm giving you a heads up. A lot of the astrologers have been giving us heads up on this. I decided that I was not going to, claim it as my own, and I wanted to see how it was going to play out in my own life. And actually, they were on point. They were absolutely on point. So it is also the day before the election, and that energy is there. So, my message is to guard your peace. Guard your peace today. Guard your anger, your temper, your impatience, guard all of that, because we're going to be tested. We're going to be tested. And even if you, like I say, you go out with the best intentions, that is the best thing you can do, honestly. Go out with the best intentions and stand on that square, you know. But you know how it is. Sometimes life is what it is, and our journey is what it is, and we may have to just go there and check somebody. Okay, so I'm not telling you not to check somebody when you need to check somebody. I'm absolutely not telling you to lay down as a doormat. Absolutely not. Okay, I'm just saying temper it, guard it. If you can walk away, walk away. If you can just and put a button in it, because it won't internalize for you later in the day or down the road, do that, right? Because it's just like whatever. But your common sense, your intuition is going to tell you to do what is best for you, as long as you're tapped in. If you're not mindful, you know, we can end up saying something or doing something that's going to have long-term effects that is not worth it down the road. And most of us know what that's like. So, so I'm just saying temperance. I guess that's the word, temperance. All day, every day, for as long as this energy is on high alert, okay? Just remember the word temperance, okay? Moderation, all of that good stuff. It's just going to be better for you down the road. Now, again, I understand all of our journeys are different. So this may not play out for you. If it doesn't apply, as they say in tarot, let it fly, okay? But I'm just giving you a heads up because, like I said, I didn't want to do something predictive on this aspect. I wanted to wait until the aspect was in place and then check my own, thermometer, if you will, about how I was dealing with it. And, I did temper things. I said things, but I also tempered it. And I tempered it and I did as best as I could. And then I thought, and I felt my anger really literally rising to the point of no return. And I said, you know, this was temperance too. I was like, well, let me just call somebody above that person, blah, blah, blah. And I finally, you know, I stopped a little bit while I was on the road and I wasn't getting the information I needed. And when I finally got home and got an understanding and overstanding of what I was dealing with, I thought, move along, just move along to your next task. And that's what I've done. That's what I'm doing now, actually. I had no intentions of actually recording today because, you know, I had three things on my plate to do. And I thought for sure I was not going to record because I had not figured out the audio piece. And the audio piece just came to me as I was sitting here at my computer waiting for, you know, my little dinosaur to do what it needs to do to get up and running and moving properly. You know, it takes a little while, you know, it's older and it needs some time to warm up and all that good stuff. So I'm glad that this got figured out. I'm really happy about that. So that is a testament to temperance, you know, that you can end up figuring something out that you hadn't figured out or getting something or achieving something or breaking through something, you know, just allow temperance to do that for you. Um, and I basically moved on, you know, and like I said, I was visibly annoyed in person with these folks earlier this morning. Um, but I tempered my words as much as I possibly could in that situation. I really did. And I just hope I just hope that it was enough that it won't bite me in the tail later. I don't think so. It shouldn't because there are certain parameters set in place where it should not affect me like that. But this also tells me I need to really get involved at the local level of politics because I honestly am sick and freaking tired of other people acting like I'm the immigrant here. I'm not an immigrant. Okay, so I guess this is my lesson number one. FBAs, we are not immigrants, and we're not going to tolerate being treated like immigrants from an immigrant. You feel me? So, and these are the people that Joe Biden has put in place when he told his bootlicking, sorry, I'm going there, being a little negative, I think, but this is the fire. This is the Mars opposite Pluto fire. The bootlickers who were like, you haven't talked to us, you haven't talked to us, you haven't talked to us, why haven't you talked to us? We put you in office, you haven't talked to us. And he got on that call and said, you better chill out. You have no other choice but to work with them folks. And he checked them on a call. This is Joe Biden. Y'all keep feeling sorry for. This dude is the author of the crime bill. This dude went on record publicly and talked about, which in a way, in this particular point, I wish that this thing had never happened, even though he was really crude about what he said, and it was about integration. They say it was going to be like what did his article say back in his 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that? That integration would be like a jungle. I think he used the word jungle, right? And technically has been a jungle for us. He was thinking probably it was a jungle for his people, but it was a jungle for us. Look at the devastation that it has caused in our community as a result. I wish integration had never occurred. Imagine being in a household with seven other, eight other, seven other siblings who are baby boomers who went through integration. in the midst of that integration, what the things they brought home, you cannot begin to understand the gaslighting they brought home. You know, the shame that they forced on their own families, and you know, the arrogance, all of that ugliness that they brought back into our household. And it was like they were the host of a cancer cell, and they brought it back to their homes and spread the cancer. That's what it was like. So, you know, again, we are not immigrants. This is our soil. I don't know how else to press this without being overly passionate and being preachy. I don't want to be preachy. That was, you know, that was the main point of this podcast, not to be preachy. But I have to stress this point. But again, we are dealing with Pluto opposing Mars, or Mars opposing Pluto is a slow moving planet. Mars is a whole lot quicker. So Pluto's just sitting there like, I'm not moving until the 19th of November when I go into Aquarius. Pluto is settled in. This Mars is doing the shifting and opposing Pluto. And Mars in this case, which I love Mars, the effect of Mars in my chart, it is a great boost, it's a motivator. I get things done. Look what I'm getting done today. But when it's opposing Pluto like this, you know, you're ready to go to war. You're like, let's do it. Let's get this done. So just remember, this is temporary. So be mindful of your behavior, your actions, your words, everything. Just be mindful of everything, because this energy is temporary, and you don't want long-term effects based on something you did today or during this transit, however long it takes. I haven't really looked into how long it's going to be like this. So this short-term transit making an impact on your long-term, whatever, life, finances, relationships, whatever. Not worth it. You feel me? And the grace I was even given to these people who, when I even walked in the door and they were giving me that nasty energy, you feel me? They got somebody sitting at the door with that nasty energy, and then they pretend they are the, you know, victim. But you put a bulldog at the front door, triggering people, and then you want to play the freaking victim. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to give that person at the front door just a little bit of grace, because he too is dealing with this same ingress. You feel me? I walked into a similar office before I even went to that office with another young lady, and she came to the door and she said, "How can I help you?" See that? See the difference in that energy? How can I help you? Well, I'm here for this. Well, we can't help you with this, blah, blah, blah. And even though that was not conducive for me, because it meant I had to go drive to another location, you know, burning gas, that kind of thing. She was kind. And that really grounded, you know, it forced me to ground my own frustration. You feel me? So yes, I too went to this other location in a state of frustration, because I thought, let me see if I can go online, do what I need to do. I pulled over on the road, and I wasn't able to do it. And I had to drive there. But even when I got there, you know, I wasn't in such a I'm so mad mode. I wasn't there. I wasn't kind of in that point. But let me tell you, a bulldog at the front door of an office building is not so good during this transit. You feel me? So that was the case today. So just be mindful. I know I said this was going to be short, and it is. It still is pretty short. Now, here is my other message. And this was the original message, and it was based on what I experienced. And not just this morning, it's based on the message I got during my dream last night. I got a download. I got my own wake-up call, and I journaled very extensively about this download I got. And then I went into one of my favorite apps, and it gives me like a certain message based on my chart every day. And I just want to share this with you. And again, this is not projecting onto you. This is just a message for anyone who can see this as a breakthrough. Okay? That's all. Again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Move right along, right? So the message is this. You are not a product of those who raised you or who hurt you. You feel me? You, me, we are not a product of those who raised us, or communities we've been raised in, circumstances we have encountered, okay, and of those who have hurt us, real or perceived. We're not a product of it. See, misery loves company. And sometimes when we have been hurt so much, you know, we start internalizing that. We almost cling to that energy as a way of protection in a weird kind of way, especially if they happen when you're a child. And children process things, you know, in the only way that they can. So, you know, the whole point of this is stand on your square. Refuse to be a product of misery based on circumstances or things that hurt you, people who have raised you. Stand on your square and don't allow that thing in. Misery does love company. But sometimes, like I said, when we've been hurt so much, we can, in some subconscious way, it's interesting because over the weekend too, it seemed like the subconscious is the divine feminine energy, and the conscious is the masculine energy, divine masculine energy, and the superconscious is spirit. Okay, so in some, we're not doing it consciously. Not for the most part, we're not. And those around us should be able to. I honestly believe, I don't really like that word, but I prefer, this is how I operate. I prefer that those around me say, listen, you're in this state of misery, and misery loves company. You know, and maybe that's too hurtful. Maybe that's why people don't say it. And maybe you do have to figure it out on your own, as I have had to figure out on my own, you know. But misery does love company. Misery is wicked. It's honestly, it's like a demon. You know, it hangs around you. It's like the dark cloud. It exudes out of your aura. It's just not good. And when you find people don't want to be in an environment with you, don't want to hang around you, all of that. And sometimes you can, your 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 true being, you can be operating on a conscious level from that, and people do want to be around you, but it's that one thing that triggers you where that misery just kind of comes out. It's like, I'm not really sure what I'm getting from this person. Like, I love her on that end, or I love him on that end, but then this thing, and then they do that thing, and I think I'm just going to be, it's going to be a no. You feel me? So, and this is not about other people. This is more about you, me, we being comfortable, open, and honest with our own selves, our inner self, our highest. So I just want to put that out there, and let me just bring it back full circle again. But we are not a product of those who raised us, or of those who hurt us, or things that have hurt us, or circumstances that have hurt us. We are not that product. We are more than that. And we know it. We know it. That's one of the things that we stand. We stand on that square. Like, whatever you say about me, I know who I am. We stand on that square. You feel me? But it's that slippery sliding slope. You know, we're like, no, it's you. It's the blame. It's the finger pointing. It's all of that. And we see where it comes from. It's not that we're wrong. It's just that it's just a slippery slope. It's just a weird thing. How our conscious and subconscious processes these experiences for us. And so we have to take extreme on it. We have to. It doesn't seem like it's right. It absolutely doesn't seem fair. Yes, we know life isn't fair, but it's not fair. It's not balanced. It's like, why do I have to, after what I've dealt with, have to then take ownership over it? It's just the way it works. I can't even begin to tell you. I stayed in the slippery slope because of that same thinking, that same processing of information, of circumstances. Stayed in that slippery slope. I just can't live there anymore. And I can't let misery live in me anymore. Not in my head, not in my mind, not in my heart, not in my soul. There's just no place for it anymore. So it either needs to be it's actually just, it has to go. This is a full-blown release and let go. You feel me? Which is quite interesting because we're still in the shadow of the new moon in Scorpio, which, let me tell you, I just love this new moon. It's bringing out all kinds of stuff. Memories, circumstances that that happened years ago that I hadn't even thought about. But I was so prepared in a way for it that every time these things came up, and I was like, ugh, and I'm just like, what was that? And why did they do that? And why did I do that? And I said, well, why did this come up? There's a reason this came up. New moons is about setting new intentions. It's not necessarily about letting go, but the only way to move on to a new beginning is to let something go so that you can move on. So I just think this is really interesting in this shadow phase of this new moon that things are coming up, imposing on me to let go and to release certain things. And that's what I've done. So I'm going to end this here. So 2 points, be mindful of this energy taking place right now and stand on your square and literally be temperate because this temporary situation can end up having long-term negative effects on you. And I don't want that for you. And I know you don't want that for yourself. And number 2, be mindful that we are not a product of who raised us or who hurt us. Now, if we were raised excellent, then we are that product. But you still can't ride on the coattails of your parents. You still have to develop your own being, inner being. So, maybe you might say, I am a happy product of who I was raised. That's great. I'm just saying, if there's something that has not set well with you, this is a message for those folks, okay? Again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Extreme ownership. That's what it's for, okay? So, beloveds, that is it of episode 2 of the OracleDeborah podcast. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. I also offer Reiki. I might as well put this plug in. I do offer Reiki. If you've never looked in your chart before, I can help you get started in your chart, help you decipher your chart, and help you get some basic information out of your chart. That's what I'm good at right now. Like I said, I'm good at other things, but I'd rather just get more information from me in order to delve a little deeper and chart the way I delve into my own chart. Okay. But I absolutely can get you started on learning your chart, where to go, how to decipher it, things to look for, and definitely point out some things that, hey, have you had some issues here? Or, hey, have you found that this has been an occurrence there? Or something like that. All of this stuff is really good for you. And when I do these charts, I teach people how to look at their own charts so that when they have deeper questions, then they can come back to me. I'm not here to price gouge. I'm not here to use your first string. Okay. I'm just here to help you on your journey. Reiki, of course, same thing. I'm not going to teach you Reiki because that's a whole nother thing. So I can't teach you that. But it is a service that I provide, and I'm happy to provide it for you. So, and even some tarot, I'll do the same thing. So Reiki, astrology, basic in astrology, some tarot messages, I can absolutely help you with that. I won't offer services on numerology. I just don't know on numerology. But I can share with you on the podcast. Okay. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. Peace and blessings to you. And again, may your day shine brighter than your beautiful smile. All right. All right, but beloveds, I share you take